What's up, KGS Headmaster here, and welcome to Movie Monday on this week's theme of, well, not having a theme, because it's the last week of term, which is a theme in itself. And so this week I'm going to try and wrap up all those movies and tracks and books and things that I haven't mentioned and I would have liked to, and I think you might get something out of. So maybe the theme is you could take one movie from today, one track from tomorrow, one book from Wednesday, and so on and so on, and then see if I could, if you could have a read or a look or a listen over the course of the long summer holidays. But the idea is you guys have done so well over this period of lockdown that if I can give you any inspiration of things you might want to look at or listen to, then that would be absolutely great. Speaking of doing well over the course of the week, we're also going to have lots of shout outs to do with commendations and other achievements. But today I'm just going to focus on one shout out, which is Joe's birthday. Joe in the lower sixth. Many happy returns to you, Joe. Hope you have a great day with your family. Get to touch base with your friends, and as ever, it's your birthday. I hope it brings everything your heart desires. So Movie Monday, just wrapping up a load of themes. Something I've not really touched on, but something I really enjoy, kind of film noir. Now, film noir specifically a kind of a French expression, but actually it's to do with German expressionism, and there's a certain type of movie. I expand that definition slightly to contain other sorts of movies that are dark comedies or particularly gritty, realistic kind of dramas. So things that make you think and hopefully enjoy. So I've got a kind of baker's dozen of these noir thrillers, dark comedies, gritty dramas, and I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for a baker's dozen of things. And I think if they just spot one that you think, well, I might have a look at that, then it kind of, something to enjoy, maybe something different in your cultural diet. So I'm going to kick off with a modern noir classic, LA Confidential. LA Confidential, the only other film in 1997 to get a look in at the Oscars, because Titanic swept the board, but apart from all the things they won, LA Confidential picked up 2 Oscars, but it also had 2 great up-and-coming stars who people had never heard of at the time, Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe. Obviously incredibly well known now, but a really well put together film based on a James Ellroy novel, part of his LA Quartet, and really worth a watch, but do be careful, it's officially an 18. It's not too bad, but it is officially an 18, so do watch out for that. Then you've got, going all the way back to the 60s, a British thriller, espionage, black and white drama starring Richard Burton. The Spy Came In From the Cold, again based on a great book, this time John le Carré. That one's a PG. Then going back to America, back to the 50s, you've got Dashiell Hammett. He is well known for writing The Thin Man, but he also wrote The Maltese Falcon, which is a brilliant noir thriller drama starring Humphrey Bogart. And then sticking with America and sticking with that kind of writer, the other great writer of that era, Raymond Chandler, maybe even better known than Dashiell Hammett, with A Big Sleep. And they're brilliant books, but great films as well, and really well put together and well acted. Modern noir drama. So Big Sleep's PG. Modern again, Logan, a 15. This time, Logan, the end of the X-Men series. So we mentioned a lot of Marvel movies, Marvel Universe, the Avengers. But what about the X-Men? That kind of grows because it starts before the Avengers, but then Stan Lee doesn't appear in all of it. But towards the end, it gets really, really good. Now, in fact, they shot it not only in colour, released in cinemas, but they also had a black and white version to kind of really make the point. This was Logan Noir. And it's a really good film, the kind of end of an era, no more mutants. Logan's the last, but is he handing over the baton to a new generation? Just watch the film and see. That's a 15, as I said. Then all the way back again to the American classics, one of the top 3 noir thrillers, The Asphalt Jungle, back to a PG, brilliant film. If you're going to watch one, that might just be the one. But so I'll leave it to you to investigate and find out. Brilliant movie. Then coming back to Britain, The Lady Killers, not the American remake with Tom Hanks, great though it was. This is the Alistair Sim British original, dark comedy, bank robbery, hiding out, really, really funny, great characters in there, and it's a U. So nice and safe there, despite the title, The Lady Killers. It's not. Vertigo, going back to America, but this time to Alfred Hitchcock. Some people say Vertigo isn't noir because it's shot in glorious Technicolor. It really is a noir drama, and for some people it's their number one. And all the Hitchcock movies fall into a certain genre, and you could watch any of those. If you like that one, you could go into other things like Rear Window, North by Northwest, lots of different films of that ilk. British drama, I could have had Saturday Night, Sunday Morning, or This Sporting Life. I'm going to go for my classic Look Back in Anger, Richard Burton again, based on the play, which is a kind of a brilliant play in and of itself, by John Osborne, but actually the film, I think, really brings it to life. Mary Ure in there as well, who's another character who appears in lots of the spy espionage thrillers of that age, life in a northern town post-university, and the kind of all that hardship and stuff. So that's a really good film. And then back into the espionage thriller, but linking Britain, Graham Greene, America, Orson Welles, and Europe, Vienna, The Third Man. Brilliant movie, character Harry Lime, great music, great setting, everything's in the shadows. That's a brilliant movie. And again, all these movies, except for the modern ones, short, sharp in there. They're not 2-3 hours long. They're really enjoyable in it's kind of very short time frame. So Look Back in Anger is a 12. The Third Man's a PG. And then another classic British drama, The Blue Lamp, also a PG. The Blue Lamp, one of the most famous British films of all time. Great noir police drama, crime drama. Then modern again, back to America, Chinatown, a 15. Probably the best of the modern noir dramas. Chinatown, for some people, is their #1 movie. Jack Nicholson. Again, it's in colour, obviously, but it is a real noir drama. It's kind of everything is wrapped up within a mystery, within an enigma. And actually, it's just like, you don't need to understand. It's just Chinatown, one of the great lines from the film. And then going all the way back to Britain again for another rated film, The 39 Steps, based on a great book again, but brilliantly adapted for the movie, starring Robert Donut. Don't go for the Robert Powell version. Go for the Robert Donut version, as he's Richard Hannay running around the Highlands, trying to escape the Germans. The World War II's imminent. Who's doing what to whom. So it's a great espionage thriller drama. So that's my kind of baker's dozen. That's my 13 movies. They're in the kind of noir genre for you to look at. Just pick one of them and think that one sounds good. I'll have a little go at that. But my quote. One of the films that didn't make it in, because I think it's a great trilogy, and it is a noir, considered a noir kind of trilogy, The Dark Knight, the Batman Dark Knight, but I think they sit very well on their own, and I wouldn't want to include them in this group of films. I think they overlap from the kind of hero element into kind of noir element. But Heath Ledger was one of perhaps the best, the late great Heath Ledger, one of the best actors in that kind of series of movies, and he played the Joker well before Joaquin Phoenix did a great job of it in a separate movie. But he said a great thing in another movie, which is much, much lighter. 10 Things I Hate About You. Doesn't really sound much lighter, does it? But it is. You probably know it. It's one of those great teen flicks, but based actually on Shakespeare, again, based on a great book or play, The Taming of the Shrew. And I think this is very resonates with where we are right now. He says this, so the boy says to the girl in 10 Things I Hate About You, he says, don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. And I think that's just a great line. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. It doesn't mean anyone's going to give it to us. It doesn't mean you're just going to get it. But if you want it and you're prepared to put the work in, you'll get it. So you keep working well, keep being happy. You deserve everything that you want in terms of the success and the happiness that can come to you from all the effort you've been putting in. So I look forward to seeing you over the rest of the week. Hope you have a great day today. Until tomorrow, Headmaster out.